What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back again for another episode review of How to Get Away with Murder, Season 5, Episode 5. It was the worst day of my life, okay? So the episode, starts off and you have Annalise just coming into the classroom and she's just like, melancholy, okay? It's like a somber mood, like what's going on? And the whole classroom is just sitting there looking all sad and like, oh shit, we gotta brace for what's gonna happen. And basically what happened is we find out that Annalise lost the case, I guess, for Nate Daddy. Okay, she come in there and she was like, so I need y'all to tell me what went wrong in the case, or I should say where I went wrong in the case. Then nobody really was saying anything. She was like, so what, you really think that I did everything right? Connor, bitch ass, even though, he put it out there, he was the one that wanted to gloat. It just felt like he was gloating because of the simple fact that, oh, Annalise finally got her stuff dealt to her, because she did all this shit, she ain't let me back into, she lied to me and all this, and whoop-de-whoop, she ain't let me be first, second chair, or whatever. And my whole thing is, kind of for your ass to be in your feelings. You should be appreciative for what Annalise did. Annalise was trying to spare your feelings, and Annalise did something that she didn't do for nobody else. She didn't even do it for fucking Waitlist, okay? She got your ass back into a school that you dropped out of, okay? No, that you flunked out of, all right? And you can't be appreciative to the fact that she did that for you. You looking at the negative side of it. She helped you get a second chance on life, and you out here just acting an asshole to her. But he was like, bitch, your first thing that you did was she was like, what, not making you second chair? And she was like, he gonna say, I mean, your second thing that you did was, what did he say? The very first thing was she went against. They go back and they show that she was talking to the class and kind of wasn't paying no attention. And he basically said, whatever Gabriel wants to do, that's what we're going to do since he's second chair. Um, and basically they was trying to debate whether or not to plead an insanity plea in a insanity case in front of a judge or just a jury. Okay. Or just a judge or a jury. And they opted for a jury. Okay. And usually, like Michaela said, you just get the judge. All right. And so this was one mistake that she made. Then they go when they showed that when they was in the the second mistake was that letter. They surprised Annalise with a new witness, and it was Nate Leahy Jr. Okay, and he got up there. The prosecutor want to come out with this old letter that he wrote when he was a kid, and after questioning him and how the life was living in the house with his daddy, and did he know if his daddy was a drug dealer, and oh, he's a boxer, and he dropped out of school at 16, and when the gigs wasn't giving coming through regularly, so he had to do what he had to do, given that he didn't really graduate high school, he couldn't find a real job, so things was good. And basically he pulled out a dirty move. He entered into evidence this letter that Nate wrote when he was younger, okay, and he was still living at home with his mother. And this was a letter that I guess he wrote to the parole board that basically said that he didn't want Nate Sr. to come back home because life would be better without him. He's scared of him and all this other stuff, painting him as a bad guy that needed to be kept locked away. So after this, we see the two Nates going head to head at each other, and Nate Sr. is really pissed off. He was like, you're the reason why I'm still up in here. Because after that parole hearing, that's when I just start being mean and angry to everybody. The guards, the prisoners, and all this stuff. That's when his murder happened. That's what made me go back into the shoe and all this stuff. And he was like, bitch, get you out. Get this nigga out my sight, okay? I said, damn. That was a dirty ass move, but that was a good move. But that was a dirty move. I said, fuck me. I said, you gonna put that old ass letter into evidence? Child, I couldn't be no lawyer. I couldn't be no lawyer. But moving on from that, Gabriel, and back to the classroom, and they talk about the case. Gabriel and Connor once again going back and forth, and Gabriel was like, how could she know that was going on? Because kind of said your other move was you didn't prep your the witness, you didn't prep his son just in case something like this can happen. And to be quite honest, She should have known that, okay? She should have known they could be pulling dirty moves and pull up a witness out of nowhere, and it could be somebody just as close to him like Nate was. So yeah, kind of was right on that one. But you know, of course, he was attacking Gabriel, saying you should have known, you should have prepped, you should have told her this and all that since you second chair. And Gabriel came back at him, bitch. You sat in the back of that courtroom, sitting there like a little whiny ass baby, pouting and shit. And now you want to say something? Now you want to speak up? Boy, if you don't get the fuck up, Gabriel got up and he was about to whoop that ass. But Connor was not even moved by it, okay? Then we get the scene with Annalise going over there to to Bonnie's place. Frank's supposed to be over there trying to watch Bonnie, and Bonnie is not even in the house. She was like, bitch, you had one job. Bonnie then went over there to Nate's place and asking him why. Why didn't you feel the need to tell me this shit before? And you basically unearthed something that I spent years trying to get past, and now I'm not past it no more. Okay? And you know, she was depressed and upset, and I just felt bad for Bonnie because that girl can't get a win to catch her life. Okay? She can get a win, and that shit lasts all of 2 seconds, and then it's gone. Okay? And let me just put this out here because I think that y'all got it fucked up. Okay? I ain't even trying to come for y'all like that, but we need to sit here and we need to watch stuff thoroughly before we say something, because I was seeing a whole bunch of theories talking about some either the main two that I was seeing on the last review was Julie was Bonnie's twin sister. They never said that they were twins, and I believe Julie is older than Bonnie, okay? And saying that what if Julie was actually Bonnie at dressed up as Bonnie at Connor's wedding? No, bitch. First of all, when I said a couple of episodes ago that Bonnie had blood on her neck, that wasn't blood. That is a mole. It was a risen mold. Okay, it's risen on her neck. And she has a mole right there, okay? That mole has been there throughout these episodes. I've been looking and paying attention, okay? You can't fake a beauty mark like that, okay? It's gonna fall the fuck off. Not with that bitch. That bitch is an alcoholic, a drug addict, or whatever. That's who Bonnie's sister is, okay? She ain't smart enough to pull off trying to be or fake like Bonnie. And if you saw the pictures, she did not look the same, okay? And the only reason why the lady said that Julie, they probably favor each other, but they do not look identical, okay? And you could barely see her face or whatever. So that's what it was. And if you looked at the picture that they show of Julie Winterbottom, that clearly was not Bonnie, okay? Come on now. Y'all got to do better than that. So another student stood up and said, I don't think it's the fact that you didn't argue about you didn't press the witness. You didn't argue against hard enough against the letter or whatever, and you didn't press the witness. And it was like, why wouldn't you press the witness? Because the witness was on our side. And then Laura said, no, boo-boo, it's because you too close to the case. You too close to the witness. That's where you fucked up at, you know. And then they showed them outside the courtroom and going back and forth again. Connor and Gabriel playing the blame game on who should have looked up what. And, well, that's Oliver's job. He should have looked into it. And he was like, first of all, I'm not his boyfriend. I'm his fiance. Okay, I said, semantics, bitch. Shut up, Oliver. All right. Then Asher comes along. So Asher and Michaela, they working together on some project, and they trying to keep it a secret or whatever from everybody. And he asking about, she talking about some, I'm gonna meet at your place. We ain't talking about relationships. We ain't talking about nothing else. We just talking about what we need to do. And he was like, cool, fine, whatever. Have you heard from Bonnie? She hasn't been in at work in a few days. And she was like, what? So you trying to have feelings or whatever, get that old thing back with Bonnie? He was like, no, I can have female friends, Michaela. I said, look at this boy making a fool of himself. Everybody standing around looking like, what the fuck? Because you want to say this out loud. Then here come Miller going up to Bonnie's place with some food, trying to see what's up with her. And Frank answers the door. And, of course, he's like, what are you doing here? And what's going on? I haven't heard from Bonnie. Maybe it's my fault because I sent her that HR paper about the relationship. And, he was just telling her that she's sick and he can't come in, and basically just locked him out. Frank go upstairs to talk to Bonnie, and child, I have never felt this bad for Bonnie ever in a season at all, because that girl was just laying there in that bed crying, them silent tears, like she didn't have no expression on her face, and then all of a sudden I think that one tear just rolled over onto the other. I said, damn. And Frank was just, trying to comfort her and like, you can forget if you want to forget this never happened. We can go about it that way. We can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you and all this stuff. And she just started breaking down some more. Girl, it's making me mad. It's making me mad because I'm finna get in my feelings, y'all. I'm finna get in my feelings. Like, I feel it coming. Because what I don't like is when people get hurt and when they try to move past something and something just trigger them and they just get into this deep depression and stuff like that. I just hate seeing people hurt. And she is really hurting right now. Like, they are really acting because, baby, I am feeling. I'm sitting here like, oh, Bun, damn. You know? And so we move on from that. And we see Annalise over there with Nate, and they talking about the whole thing. We didn't know about the letter, and he was like, "You know what? I did know about the letter. I lied on the stand. The thing of it is, growing up in my household, when I first seen my daddy come out and the cops come get him, I thought that the cops was the bad guys. Then after the second, third, fourth time, it's like maybe he is the bad guy, and that gave me the reason why I wanted to become a cop." So Annalise is really trying to assure him that, she's gonna win this case. And I said, girl, I guess you did it. I don't know. I feel so bad because I'm like, damn, they lost the case. Fuck. So they're back in the classroom, and we see Annalise putting up a us versus them. Okay, and we see all this stuff on them, which is the prosecutor and how basically they had one up Annalise. And everybody keep on still putting out what they did wrong and all that stuff. And Michaela was like, "Can we focus on the win that we did at least get?" And I was so surprised and shocked by Michaela giving Annalise her props, but then I see why. Okay, Annalise was like, so, you think that because she brought up the psychologist who was testifying on behalf of the prosecutor and Dr. Charmaine and was saying that, you executed that cross of him and made, getting him out real good and all that stuff. And it was like, do anybody else feel the same way? So this other black student in this classroom was like, yeah, that is a good thing, but I still want to understand, how did you come across this information to get him out of there like that? And she was like, Miss Pratt, do you want to, take over for that? And so we see the flashback go back to when she was talking to Asher. She meets Asher at his place. He got the music playing loud, and he said the Slammer Jammer mixtape or whatever playlist. So I'm sitting here thinking like, so the project that y'all doing together, don't tell me that y'all just cuddy buddies right now, okay? She was like, I told you, work talk, no relationship talk, but Michaela had came over there and was basically trying to get Asher to get on her side. Not necessarily work for her, not don't work for Annalise because of course he don't want to fuck with Annalise. But to, talk to her about talk to him about getting some information on Dr. Charmaine. And so, of course, he did that. Asher had went over there to Annalise's place earlier and was trying to see what was going on with Bonnie. And she was like, you know what happened to her, okay? You know why. And so he was like, is there anything that I can do? And, just trying to offer the concern and all that stuff. And so we see Nate going over there to see his father. And, before this, Laura was outside. First of all, Gabriel in his flip phone is just it's just taking me out. Okay, it's so prehistoric. But he's sitting there talking on the phone to somebody, and he's in his feelings about not getting the stuff right. And Laura was offering to help and all that stuff, and he was like, "Why you want to help me? Because I may be second chair one day, and I'm gonna need your help too." And I was sitting there. She was like, "I can come over and help you as long as I can bring baby Christopher and all this stuff." And the way Gabriel was looking at her, and I said, "No, the fuck not. No, the fuck not. What y'all won't do is let another black man get caught up in that trap that is Laurel Castile. Okay, that's what you won't do. Okay, mm mm mm. She got a thing for biracials. Okay, she got a thing for biracials. But anyway, moving on from that. Nate go see his daddy, and basically Nate Sr. is just all over it. He's just tired of the fact that people are kind of sugarcoating the truth to him. We're losing this case. I can see it. I see these jury. I see what's going on, okay? I'm so tired of you telling me what to do. I'm so tired of Annalise telling me what to do. And I'm so tired of people telling me that I'm this and I'm that. I need to have my day in court and get up on the stand and say what I need to say. Mind you, this is after we seen, the revelation of what was going on with Dr. Charmaine. He gets up there and he was basically saying that one psychiatrist who said that Nate Sr. was clinically insane or whatever, it was a lie or whatever. And it just seemed as though Nate was doing this stuff to put on to make it seem like he was crazy so that he can plead the insanity plea at court. And when Asher had told that information to Annalise, basically, no, to Michaela, basically that Charmaine, the thing that they had on Dr. Charmaine was the fact that he worked and was appointed by the governor. Governor is the one that don't fuck with Annalise at this point because she won the Supreme Court ruling or whatever. She's the reason why they're there. Okay. And so when Annalise presented all this information, the judge was all the way here for her and said strike him down because he had just got a promotion because of the governor, and it was like, you can't, his testimony is biased. So strike his whole testimony, disregard the whole thing. I said, boop, and so at this point, Nate didn't want his daddy on stand. And Nate Singer said, bitch, go talk to Annalise and convince her to get me on the stand. You got your ways because I can see it. All right. And of course, I don't know what Nate said to Annalise, but Annalise calls Gabriel and he got her listed in his phone as her. So I'm like, you can't have her say A, Miss Keaton, or Miss A, but you got her listed as her, which puts the suspicion on Gabriel as to furthermore wanting to know who the fuck is he and what is he doing there. Okay. And basically was saying look up all these cases or whatever about these clients, plaintiffs getting up on the stage, defendants getting up on the stage and doing it for themselves because we're gonna put Nate Sr. on the stand. And then we see Nate Jr. standing back there. I said, child, okay, take a risk. So Oliver and kind of just got through having sex or whatever, and Oliver like, damn, this was like little aggro sex. I mean, it was good, but damn, what happened to the man that I was really trying to marry? Okay, I want to get that man who actually helped Annalise and then let shit get him down like this. Okay, you have to remember you was on the case with the Supreme Court and all that stuff. He trying to pump his man up, and I'm just over Oliver and kind of in this sensitivity shit. Okay, bitch, I be on another plane. Okay. Then you got Laurel over there with Gabriel, got little baby Christopher. They looking up different trials from the 90s and the 80s, trying to see what was the fate of the defendants, if they either went on stand or didn't go on stand when they're in a insanity case, okay? And they said most of the cases were won with the defendant not testifying on their own behalves, okay? And so at this point, you know, he said something about a nut job. And here go Laurel talking to baby Christopher. Oh, he just say nut job when he's not supposed to say that about somebody who has a mental illness. And then it was like, why are you talking to him like that? It was like, it's study shown that you're supposed to have direct eye contact and talk to your baby like this so that they won't completely grow up to be a psycho serial killer. And it was like, wait a minute, why you think you're gonna become a serial killer? Is there something in his genes or something? I said, oops, Gabriel may be really asking these questions, but these questions are just too fucking convenient and too intrusive or whatever. And I'm like, baby, if you're trying to get a read on everybody around you, you doing it a little bit too obvious for me, okay? But nobody's really catching on. Mind you, Frank is listening to this whole thing. He's watching and listening to this whole thing, especially because Laurel is over there. And so, he was like, his daddy ain't around. That's what Laurel said. His daddy ain't around. Oh, okay, I thought you said that. I mean, I know that's what you said, but I didn't know if he was completely out of the picture. I said, oh, so you didn't tell him that Wes is dead? Okay. Then we see this shit with Bonnie. But this, can I tell y'all something? I don't know what it is about this episode, but every time Bonnie shows up, it's just pulling at me. It's just pulling at me. This episode is sad as fuck to me because Bonnie, goddamn, this bitch is depressed. Okay. And I just want to go over there and I really want to hug her. I really do. She finally sits up and she looks at her file and look at her baby picture, look at all this other stuff. God damn, I just felt bad. Then they go to trial and they got Nate Senior on the stand. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He talking about how he was okay when he first got there. Then he went to the show and they was talking about how when you're in solitary confinement, the only people that really survive it is those who have a plan and a strategy as to not letting it beat them. And so Nate Senior had a plan like that with this little trinket that he brought in with him, which was a photo of him and Nate Jr. Okay. And so he said he had that for a while and he had his spirits up or whatever until the guards found it and took it from him. And then he said not shortly after that, he just started going downhill. His mind started playing tricks on him. He was hearing things, he was seeing things and everything like that. And so when he got out of the shoe and that dude that he attacked or whatever, he said he was not a man. He was not a man at that moment. He was a ticking time bomb. And he don't know what he was. He don't know why he did that. And he was just ready to explode. And it could have been anybody, but it would have happened eventually. I said, damn. And he was sitting there crying. I'm sitting there like, what is going on with this episode? I ain't never been so emotional on an episode with How to Get Away with Murder, okay? What the hell? So, Bonnie go talk to Miller finally and basically told her whole life story. And once again, like I said, Julie and Bonnie are not twins. Julie is 6 years old when all this stuff happened, and Bonnie was 5, okay? They're, a year apart. But she was just telling him all this stuff and was just like, I don't think I'm ready for this. So whatever, I can't be in your life right now. And at this point, baby, Bonnie was crying. He was like, look at me. No, bitch, look at me. I just need to tell you this. Okay? I'm going to tell you this. I love you. All right? I love you so much. And I'm going to be here for you no matter what. And you're the strongest person that I know. Baby, I was sitting here like, I love you. I love you. Bonnie reached over there and she started crying on him. I said that was cute or whatever, but I'm still trying to figure out how long this relationship been going on that we saying I love you or whatever. But it was cute. It was cute. She needed to feel that. She needs to feel that. Okay. And then we up in the classroom with the kids or whatever, and Annalise is trying to talk about this case. So accordingly, I guess they didn't lose the case yet. Okay. They were in recession. Is it recession? Recess, okay? Recession. Girl, that's the wrong word. That's for when the economy fucked up. Okay. They was in recess, and they're waiting to do closing arguments. They was about to do closing arguments in three hours. And, it was like, do anybody think that I can win this case? What can I say to win this case? Or and it was the cross by the prosecutor for the win, having Nate up there, or for us. And then she looked at Connor and he was like, you already know how I feel. And then Gabriel was like, why don't you just say this is a mistrial, okay? We can put up there and say it was, misconduct on the prosecutor side because he basically said that he labeled Nate Sr. as a crack dealer when in actuality he got arrested for a little bit of marijuana that was on him. Okay. And so she was like, who else feels the way that I feel? He was like, this is your face case. If you lose this case, this sets the precedent for all the other cases that you have, And so she was like, who else feel the same way as Mr. Gabriel? And everybody else raised their hands, and I said, that don't make no damn sense, okay? So now it's time for closing arguments. The prosecutor get up there basically saying that the defense lied about this insanity plea and all this stuff. And baby, and the motherfucking Leafs did that shit for me because I was sitting here about to lose my mind for a second. I was about to say, bitch, you listen. So he said she get up. They have to decide whether or not. She never said if she was gonna get up there and do a closing argument or if she was gonna approach the judge and say, I want a mistrial. So that was like after dude get through. Denise's husband was getting on my nerves. Okay, he needs to go back to strictly business. All right. For my little old heads, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know where both those references come from. For my young heads, look it up. Okay. He was like, go back on the Navy ship, okay? Go back to the Navy. Go back to the Navy because he was getting on my nerves. All right. And so at this point, Annalise was just sitting there and they was like, Annalise, Miss Keaton. Miss Keaton. And she was just sitting there. I said, girl, what you finna do? Why you just sit there? And all of a sudden, she knocks on the table like this. And then Gabriel got up. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? We finna get a demonstration or some shit up in this section. I don't know why it made me happy for some reason, but bitch, I got geeked. I said, oh shit, it's about to go down. And so Gabriel gets up and he started putting his tape on the floor. She was like, 492,650 minutes. That's how long Mr. Leahy was in solitary confinement. Okay. And he was in this square room that was no bigger than a parking lot. Okay, a parking space, I should say. And he was in there for less than a year. He went in there one way and he came out and it was just messing up his mind, okay? He was a ticking time bomb that was ready to explode because they tried to cross him up on the stand, baby. They tried to cross him up and say that and it almost worked because he did say that he knew what was going on, and the whole thing is they was trying to prove that he did not know what was going on. So when Annalise did that shit, she said, "Why don't y'all just step in his shoes for a minute and see what he felt?" Okay, if you don't get, even though with all these reports and all this evidence, scientific evidence about how this solitary confinement stuff plays tricks on the mind. All right, she stepped into that motherfucking square and she was like, "This is what he had to stay at for all that time, and this is all that he heard." Girl, I was sitting here like, get that shit, bitch. Because I was like, girl, say something. Say something, bitch, because you about to make me go crazy. Say something. I said, bitch, you did it. You did it. Okay? Give her the win. So Connor is standing outside the courthouse, and then Annalise come out there talking to him and was like, just because we didn't go for the mistrial don't mean that it wasn't a good idea. And she was like, Connor was like, why you telling me? That was Gabriel's idea. He was like, no, it was your idea. You was the one that was on this case long enough to catch something like that. And we do see a flashback of him giving that folder that Gabriel gave to Annalise to Gabriel, telling him to tell her this, and because she would take it better coming from him at the moment, not from Connor. And so, she was apologizing to him, and then they got word that the jury was back, and couldn't find out they found Nate not guilty. I was like, yes, okay. And it was just a joyous moment. It was just a joyous moment. We gotta win. We gotta win, right? So Nate Daddy going to a mental state facility, okay, and Nate Daddy and Nate had a moment that was really really cute. And we see Annalise outside talking to the reporters and stuff like that. And Laura comes up besides Gabriel and was like, "Why you ain't up there? Cause you helped her." She was like, "Get you a picture, a photo op to get to your mom." And he said, "No, not my style." I said, "Bitch, another red flag, another red flag." There were red flags just popping up back and forth in this episode, okay? Bing, 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 like a pinball machine up in this bitch, okay? And she was looking like, right, and I said, oh, so you don't want to be photographed? Who are you hiding from? Why are you trying to keep your identity secret? Okay, then we see Frank come past, and Laura go up there was like, so what you doing? You spying on me? And it was like, no, I'm not spying on you. I gotta talk to Annalise. It was like, what? Talk to her about Gabriel? Oh yes, I found out that you talking about Gabriel because listen, I found out where the fuck he lives at, and then he lives at fucking West Apartment, and he said that he got the information about coming to West Apartment from somebody that he hoops with. Now, what do you got on him, and who is he? I said, oh shit, connect the motherfucking dots, bitch. Okay, so at this point, Annalise up there talking and she throwing shots, okay? She reading bitches subliminally, okay? She indirectly and directly reading bitches. And she got the governor together saying, I'll be upset, it too if I feel some type of way because we got to clean up they mess. I'm up here clean up they mess and all this stuff. While she taking shots at the governor is sitting in her office and she just standing there looking like, okay, bring that bitch in. I bet you she won't say that shit to my face. Mind you, to my old heads again, if you ever seen ER, okay, and the lady that was on the crutches, the hand crutches, this old girl. I said, bitch, I ain't seen you in a minute. Okay, let's bring it back a little bit further. If you ever seen Deep Impact, with the asteroid coming to the earth and killing us or whatever, the girl who wound up getting a job to report the news or whatever, that's her supervisor. Okay, with the baby, yes, yes, yes. I was like, I ain't seen you in a minute, bitch. I just threw it all the way back for y'all asses, okay? But she was like, tell that bitch to come to my office and say that to my face. I said, what the fuck you gonna do? And at least gonna take her wig off and take yours off too. Okay, what the fuck? All right. But after that, Annalise come home Well, the kids are celebrating. Come to find out, technically speaking, if Michaela and Asher aren't fucking. Thank God. Okay. They trying to plan their joint bachelor party. Okay, the guys' joint bachelor party, whatever. And so kind of not really too enthused about it, but whatever. So then we see Annalise coming into her apartment, and she like, "Girl, where you at? Where you at?" And she was like, "I'm over here at Julie." She's talking to Bonnie. She was like, "Girl, okay, sit there. I'll come there. I'll get you." And she was like, "No worries. Ron took me." And it was like, "Wait a minute. You don't know if you can really handle all this stuff, baby." He go to Julie apartment door, open up that door. Julie was like she seen to go. She was like, "What's up, bitch?" Julie looking ragged as ever. And I said, "Y'all really thought that was Bonnie?" Come on, y'all. That debunks both of those theories, okay? But moving on from that, it goes back to the present day. Oliver is outside. No, Connor is outside his wedding reception looking for Oliver, just calling him. "Oliver, where you at? Where you at?" Now they go through the parking lot, and we see the parked cars, and all of a sudden, why did they have to end this episode like this? Mind you, if you notice, right when they showed Bonnie stuff, it was a hashtag that went up on the TV screen that said "Who died at the wedding." We got 2 more episodes, okay, and then we're gonna we in 2 weeks we're gonna find out who died at that wedding. So at this point, kind of walking past these cars, and he see this person out there with their head back like this, and he goes over and said, "Mom, Mama is getting ate the fuck out by Asher." I said, "Bitch, goddamn Asher. Really? Really? Okay, that shit took me out." But anyway, this was another good episode of How to Get Away with Murder. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.